We do have an inserted candidate who was not here at the beginning of the event, but has arrived since. So David Farrow is seeking the Republican State Committeeman position for Santa Rosa County. So David, if you'll come up, 15 minutes, and whatever portion of that 15 minutes you don't use will be used for questions.
Thank you. Well, my name is David Farrow. I am running for State Committeeman for Santa Rosa County. I think I'd like to start off by explaining to you, because most of you probably have never heard what a State Committeeman is all about. We are the liaison between the county, Santa Rosa County, and the state Republican Party. We will bring our ideas to the state, and the state will in return submit their ideas for us. One thing that I plan to do is I am going to hold this position at absolutely zero cost to the citizens or the Republican Party of Santa Rosa County. In the past, we've paid people to go, but you know what? We don't really need to be collecting monies that our Republican Party does not have. So in saying that, to give you some more information, we would elect district chairman to the state committee. We assist in creating and implementing voter registration throughout the county. As far as myself, I will be doing promotions for the Republican Party. I will be doing fundraising for the Republican Party. When I moved here in 2016, we were doing nothing. We were just meet, talk, and go home. I started asking, why aren't we doing certain things like getting involved in these craft shows and a lot of the things that go on in this community. The Peanut Festival. What a wonderful place to meet and bring people into the Republican Party. And I have done that. I actually had one program that I implemented as far as a fundraiser, and that was back 2 years ago in which we had a turkey shoot. Now, you know, that's one thing you don't see done around here very often by any political party. But it's important for me not to just let you know about what we do as a committeeman, a state committeeman, but also I think you need to know a little bit about me. One of the most often asked questions from me is, David, why would you want to do this job if there's nothing in it for you? You don't get paid or reimbursed for your hotel or any food that you eat. And I've explained it like this. When my son was in the 3rd grade, I was on the school executive committee. And from the 3rd grade until his senior year, I was on that board. And why was I on that board? Not because of what I could gain out of it. There was nothing to be gained except for one thing: the improvement of the school system for my son and his friends and their friends, and so on and so on. Money isn't everything. I'm a blessed man. I am a rich man. My wife is sitting over there. That's what makes me rich, my family. And I want to give back what has been given to me so graciously by this community and the community that I lived in prior to moving here. I moved to Georgia in 1979 to go to school. I was so blessed because I grew up in Brentwood Park, where you weren't expected to be much or do anything. You know, you were just expected to exist. But I went to school up there, and after school, while going to school, I worked for an appliance company, and I went to electronics school up there, and it fit hand in hand. After leaving my school, I stayed in the appliance industry, whereby I grew a small appliance company from nothing but a dream into a $1 million business. It was tough. It wasn't easy. And I am the kind of person that I like to think, what will make this better? And by doing so, I built the appliance store. It grew. I bought another business. It grew. And that's why I don't need to be paid. There's no reason for it. We should be giving back. Those of us that have made it, those of us that have been successful, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale, we should give back to our communities. I gave back to my community up in Woodstock, Georgia. I was on the Republican board back there. I was a committeeman back there. I went to several of the state conventions, county conventions, and I didn't go there to gain anything other than to give back. And that's what we should be doing, is giving back to our community, giving back to our state. And I want so much to stop hearing, well, can we do it with Escambia? No harm to Escambia, that's where I grew up, okay? But no, why shouldn't Escambia be saying, you know what? Santa Rosa's got an excellent REC, Republican Executive Committee. We should work with them. There's no reason that we should be looking up to them or looking up to Okaloosa. I think it's time we turned it and allow them to look up to us and say, you know, those guys are doing some innovative stuff. We need to get involved with them. We need to find out what they're doing. And this is one thing I want to do as a state committeeman. I want to grow the Republican Executive Committee. I want the voters that are Republican out here to know that they have a state committee or Santa Rosa Executive REC that will stand behind them, that will support them, that will give them guidance. For the first time since I moved here in 2016, we had our first, it wasn't a debate, but it was a question and answer session for the county commissioners. I've been pushing for this for 4 years since I first moved here. And this is something that needs and should be done every 2 years, whether it's for the county commission, whether it's for the for any of the elective offices that we hold every 2 years. The city has their election this year. You know, it's a shame we couldn't have one for it, but it was just not enough time. And one of the biggest problems with us not getting things done is because we're not planning ahead. You guys have seen it in school, plan ahead. You know, they ran out of room because they didn't plan it. We need to plan things. We need to express our opinions. We need to express what needs to be done. And we need to ask for help when we need it. Again, I'm David Farrow. I would appreciate your vote for State Committeeman, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to all of you. Many of you I recognize as customers of mine. I do appliance repair here in the city, in the county of Santa Rosa, and I'm blessed. I have a contract with Whirlpool and Frigidaire. I do a lot of their work. And like I said, very, very blessed, and I don't need payment for what I do. Wait a minute, except for when I'm working in your house. No, but as far as the state committeeman goes, we should not be paying anyone to go to the state to bring back information for us and to take our information to them. Thank you so much.
We do have 3.5 minutes. If anybody has questions, please come to the microphone. You can ask a question if you'd like. Okay, well then I will ask a question. Have you been active in Republican politics in Santa Rosa County? And if so, can you list your accomplishments?
Yes, I ran for city council 2 years ago. There were 3 of us running. I did not win, but I'm okay with that. I hold no ill will towards anyone that can beat me. None whatsoever, because I believe it's God's will that I did not win to allow me to run for this office, probably. Oh, yeah, and would you repeat the question?
Well, the question was, what have you done in Santa Rosa County with the Republican Party over the years? Have you been active, and if so, what were your accomplishments?
Okay. I've only been here since 2016. By the way, I graduated from Milton High School in 1968, just a few years ago. Grew up in Brentwood Park, and like I had mentioned earlier, I held a turkey shoot for the Republican Executive Committee, in which we earned almost $2,000 in proceeds from that.
What kind of organizational changes would you make within the Republican Party of Santa Rosa County if you're elected to be the state committeeman?
What I'd like to see is I would like to see more of Tallahassee meeting in Santa Rosa County. I'd like to see our governor meet here more often. I think Santa Rosa County has a lot to offer to the state. Let's face reality, Santa Rosa and the Panhandle is what helped put President Trump into office. And I think we have a lot to offer to them, and would appreciate the opportunity to speak to them to get them to start coming.
Okay. David Farrow, candidate for Republican State Committeeman. Thank you.